Hello everybody, Mike Westphal here with McDonald Garden Center. Hope everybody is doing well. Thank you for joining us for our online webinar, our live webinar. Of course, this is always free and we're going to continue to do these as long as we possibly can. Today we're going to be talking about houseplant care for the experts, or from the experts. It's We the Wild Review. So we've got this really cool product. You can see this image over here. That's what I'm going to be talking about today. It's a really cool new product line that we're carrying where you can buy them individually or in a gift package. It's a really nice setup that's going to make houseplant care super, super easy. I love houseplants. I love my houseplants. We carry a ton of houseplants here at McDonald Garden Center, and lots of people are collecting houseplants nowadays. And I think we're all saying, oh, you know, this one needs this specific thing, or this one needs this, and all of a sudden I've got this huge collection of products, and I'm not quite sure what to do, and it can get confusing at times. And we want to simplify it, and that's what We the Wild has done: is simplified your houseplant care and made it really, really easy. Not to say that you're going to be able to get rid of everything, and not to say that you're not going to have to do some specific things for some of your plants, and we'll talk about that as we go through this. But really cool new product, completely organic, very, very safe, safe for pets and animals, and amazing for your plants. And it's a year-round care, so you can do it all the time. You don't have to worry about timing or anything like that. It's just a lot of fun, and it's easy to do, and it's completely safe and organic, which is what I love. So that's kind of one thing that I've been thinking about as my houseplant collection is growing is, man, I wish there was just something that I could constantly kind of be doing to the plants that is consistent across the board, and I don't have to think too much. And that's what We the Wild has done. And so I'm excited to talk about it and get into it. So we're going to start with, they've got 3 different products. They've got their Grow, their Protect, and their Enrich. And we're going to go through each one so you can kind of understand a little bit more about them and how to use them. And this is going to be fairly quick. We're going to run right through it, and it's going to be a lot of fun to talk about. So first we're going to start with Grow. So Grow is it's a 8-ounce bottle of liquid, and Grow is basically packed with tons of soil microbes and beneficial organisms, and it's got over 4 million microorganisms per teaspoon. This 8-ounce bottle can make up to 62 gallons of water. So it goes a long way. It's absolutely amazing what it can do. Completely organic, as I said, and it's got a lot of benefits, and it's going to be amazing to really stimulate your soil and get it going. So this is the new thing. Organics are really, really popular because they stimulate your soil and they create this microorganism kind of amazing a thing that can happen in the soil. And what I'm talking about is, traditionally what we do is we keep adding fertilizers to our soil. I talk about this a lot when we talk about lawns, but really it goes into any kind of care for any plant. Is the more that we add to it, it becomes almost like a drug for the plant that's growing in the soil. I need the fertilizer, I need the plant food, I need it because it can't get it itself. Well, what we've found with organic solutions is that it stimulates the soil. These microorganisms, these beneficial bacteria, these fungi that are naturally occurring in the soil have been depleted over time. And so we can re-stimulate that soil, and we can get that microorganism, that colony back and live and living very, very strong and helping your plant. Most of these will form symbiotic relationships with your plants, and it's going to be amazing because it attaches itself to the root system, expands the root system, and makes it better, and allows your plant to absorb nutrients, not only from your plant foods, but also from the atmosphere as well. And that's what's so cool about organics. It doesn't completely eliminate the need for plant food. So I do want to kind of say that. You're still going to need some other products. And I always talk about that. Whenever I talk about a product that can do a lot of different things, you still might sometimes need specific products. So I'll actually show you some products that these are kind of comparable to here at the Garden Center that we've talked about for years. So with Grow, it's very similar to Super Thrive, which Super Thrive I talk about all the time. Super Thrive is one of my go-to vitamin supplements for plants, basically, but this has a little bit more in it, so it's got a little bit more to it, I should say. Super Thrive is highly concentrated as well, and it adds a lot of nutrients to the soil, but that's what it does, and it's a little bit more hyper focused, I would say, on specific needs. So people use Super Thrive a lot of times when their plant is completely struggling, you're not quite sure what's going on with it. I definitely recommend it all the time. I use it all the time at home. Definitely, whenever I'm trying to revive a plant, Super Thrive is my go-to. But if I want to continue to stimulate the soil microbes and add beneficial bacteria and microorganisms to soil, this is a great one because I can do it year round. So I can always kind of apply it because it's a little bit less concentrated. It's a very concentrated bottle, but it's got other things in it. So I wanted to kind of read some of the ingredients to you and let you know what's in it. So it says it's got 20 groups of beneficial microbes and 4 million microorganisms per teaspoon. This one is, I've got to open up the package here to kind of tell you exactly what's in it, but it's basically derived from a vermicompost, basically a worm casting mix. It's kind of their base of all their products, which is really cool because it adds a lot of those nutrients. Earthworm castings have become very, very popular, either in a soil mixture or as a, let alone plant food. So having some vermicast in here is really, really nice. So you're going to see vermicast, you're going to see it's got some basically some compost tea, as you might say. So it's got compost tea, vermicast in it, and it's also got all of those soil microbes, and it's just a great solution. So let me tell you how to use it. So first off, shake it really, really well. We always want to shake these products up really, really good and get them working and get them kind of mixed up because some things can settle in here. So we want to shake it real well, and then it's 1/4 of a teaspoon per quart of water. So if we're using a smaller watering can, like this guy right here, all we're going to do is pour 1/4 of a teaspoon, so a very small amount. Remember, this makes 62 gallons of water. So 1/4 of a teaspoon in here, and then we can fill it with water and we can go water our plants. Now, what's really cool is they tell you some really cool directions on here. And one of them is let your tap water, if you're using tap water, let it sit for about 2 to 3 minutes is what they say, and I always like to say 3 to 5 minutes at least, go a little bit above. And really what I like to do at my house is fill up my watering can and let it sit for 24 hours because it'll help settle all that chlorine and get some of that fluoride out of it. That'll naturally evaporate, and then your tap water is a little bit better for your houseplants. So if you let your tap water sit for a little bit, add 1/4 of a teaspoon per quart of water. And then what you can also do is you can do a supercharge of your solution by dissolving 1/4 of a teaspoon of sugar into your water. And you might say, why sugar? Well, sugar will stimulate and get the microorganisms and the beneficial bacteria really, really activated because that's what they do with the plant system as well. That's what they do with the root system. Is they will absorb the sugars away from the plants, which is what the plants don't typically want. That's what the beneficial bacteria want. And then they release other nutrients that the plants do want. So that's when I talk about that symbiotic relationship, that's really what we're referring to. So if you're using a gallon, so some of us might be using a slightly bigger watering can, then it's just 1 teaspoon per gallon of water. So it goes a long way. That's what's really, really cool about this is it really can cover a lot of space. So I would make a water mixture. I'd let it sit and I'd add a 1/4 of a teaspoon in a smaller quart size watering can, and then in a 1 gallon watering can, add a teaspoon. It's super, super simple. So that's our grow solution, and that is something that you can apply year round. You don't have to just do it, in that time frame that we typically would say to feed our plants. So when do we normally recommend that? We're going to recommend that, in the Hampton Roads area, at least in the spring area, in between your frost dates typically. For people across the country, in between your frost dates. But here in the Hampton Roads area, that's typically around April to about that September time frame is when we're going to recommend that you can feed your plants because it allows it to grow. It wants to grow. During those colder months that we have, in the kind of like November, December, January, February time frame, we don't want to feed our plants as much because we don't want to force it to do something that it's not ready to do. But that's not what this is going to do. This is stimulating the soil and actively helping the plant absorb nutrients out of the atmosphere and out of the soil better. So it's just a great, great product that you can use year round. And it does lots of different things because it's got the compost tea in it. It's got the beneficial bacteria and the microorganisms and all of that great stuff. So it's a really, really cool start to their program. The next one is going to be Protect. This one I'm also really, really excited about. So Protect has a lot of different things going on with it. Protect is going to be a shine product, so it's going to be a leaf shine as well as a protectant to your plant. So it's got some neem oil in it, it's got some beneficial oils, and it's got vermicast as well, which has got that compost tea on it. So it's only going to do great things. So again, kind of back to my original point, which is, products that do a lot of things are great to use year round, and that's why I love this series of products, because I can constantly do it. If I want to leaf shine my plants, if I want to brighten them up, then I can use this. But it's also going to protect, and it's also going to be adding nutrients, which is great, right to the leaf. Plants absorb nutrients in through their leaves as well, so it's a great way to do it. That's why Super Thrive has gone and made a liquid form that you can spray on top of the plant. So let me show you this a little bit up closer. So this one has all of these products in it. It's got the Super Thrive, that you can spray right on the leaves. It's got neem oil. It's also got a little bit of soap in it. So here we've got all of these products here in one, and it can also be a leaf shine as well. So we carry all of these products because sometimes you need a specific thing. So if I really want to shine my leaves, I've got, they've gotten really kind of dusty, I haven't done it in a while, we're probably going to recommend this leaf shine. If you've got a big heavy infestation with insects, or maybe you got a fungal issue, then we're going to recommend neem oil. If your plant is struggling and you're not quite sure why, we might recommend Super Thrive. And then of course, if you got other insect issues, we might recommend an insecticidal soap. But if you are just kind of generally caring for your houseplants, then you can just use this, and you can use it consistently, and it's going to do all those great things. What I really love about this product is it smells great too. Some products sometimes can have a little bit of a fragrance to it, but this one's got a really nice lemon scent to it, and it's really easy to apply. So this one, I think, this is the one that I got working here. So here's a gorgeous philodendron, and we can see it looks nice and shiny, but let's just spray some of this on there. And you can just see it just brighten up right before your eyes. And in doing that, one, it smells absolutely amazing, and it's protecting the plant. So, a lot of times I like to be proactive, and I like to be preventative rather than curative, and that's what I love about this guy, is it's going to protect right away, and if an insect jumps from one plant to the next, then you know that it's not going to love this plant because it's already protected. And that's why I love this We the Wild product line. It's really nice. So that's how you use that one. It's super easy. Shake it really good, spray it. You can even wipe it off if you want to. Sometimes people will see a little bit of water droplets in there. That's why, a leaf shine typically is going to come in an aerosol can. This is a little bit more of a protector, but is also going to do some leaf shining as well. So you might take it and wipe some of that off just to kind of shine it up a little bit more, but it's going to add some protective, it's going to add that great fragrance, and it's a really cool product. So love the Protect from We the Wild, and it's a really simple product to use. So a couple kind of things that you always want to think about with any oils. And whenever I'm spraying any kind of oils, so whether it's a straight neem oil or it's the Protect from We the Wild, then we want to make sure that our plant is watered. So we don't want to do it in a dry period, and we don't want to do it in direct sunlight. So if it's a sunny day outside and your plant sits in a very sunny window, you might move it out of that really bright window, spray with this, because any oil that you spray on a leaf of a plant, while it has all of those great protective abilities and all the great things that it can do, it does create a film over the top of the leaf that, while it's wet, can create a kind of micro greenhouse effect on the leaf. And so I always warn people, when you're spraying with an oil, do it in the morning or in the evening so it's got time to dry before that direct sunlight hits it. If you're going to do it in the afternoon, that's fine. Just bring it into a shadier spot, bring it into a little bit of a lower light condition so you can spray it, and it's just a great fragrance, and it makes the leaves just look so amazing. It's just absolutely awesome what this product does, and I love that fragrance. So really cool one, super simple, easy to use, and that's the only tip I'll give you for that one, is just basically just don't do it in bright direct sunlight, because it can cause that mini greenhouse effect that can burn your leaves. All right, so then the next one is going to be the Enrich. So Enrich is really cool. So this is a powder. So we've done two liquids. The Grow is a liquid. It's super packed and charged. That'll get your plants growing. Then we've got our Protect, which is also a liquid. And now we've got our Enrich. And our Enrich is a powder that will strengthen the root system. And this has 10 groups of beneficial fungi and over 500 million microorganisms. That's right, you heard me correctly. 500 microorganisms. So think about mycorrhizae. Mycorrhizae is a very kind of popular term. It's pretty much used in all of your organic kind of formulations, whether it's a plant food or a soil enrichment. Mycorrhizae are these beneficial bacteria and fungi that attach themselves to the roots and form that symbiotic relationship. Like I mentioned with the Grow, it's in there as well. This also includes some of that vermicast. So if we're using just earthworm castings, then this is a great option for you as well. But it's a powder form, so it's super easy to apply. And what I really love about this one is you can apply it to the top of the soil as well as when you're replanting or repotting. So if you're planting a new plant into a new pot, you can use it then. Or if you're replanting or repotting a houseplant that has outgrown its home, then you can use it at that point. And so it's got two ways to use it. We're going to talk about that here in a little bit more detail. So this is our Enrich. Comes in this little bag. This is a 14-ounce bag. It covers about 12 to 20 plants, depending on how big your plants are. So really, really easy to use. So for existing on top of the soil, which is what I love. Well, let me first talk about all the different products that are in it, right? So earthworm castings are absolutely amazing. Love this. Whenever I'm making a soil, I definitely love to add some earthworm castings. Sometimes I'll sprinkle it over the top of the surface of the soil because it does have a little bit of those, it's got a fair amount of those nutrients that houseplants especially love, especially if you want a light plant food. We'll recommend earthworm castings. This has a little bit of it in it. And then it's also got, you've always heard me kind of talk about Biotone Starter. This is packed with mycorrhizae. We definitely recommend this every time we talk about planting a tree or a shrub or anything really. We recommend Biotone Starter. Root Stimulator is another one that we're going to recommend sometimes. Root Stimulator is another way to kind of stimulate root growth. It's got a lot of that phosphorus, that NPK, that phosphorus is going to develop root system. So that's a little bit in there. And then what was the other one? I think that's it. So these three products basically are in there and really kind of, covers a wide genre of different things that you might be using. Again, not as, good as one specific thing. If you need worm castings and that's what you want, this isn't straight worm castings, but it's something that you can apply year round and you don't have to worry about harming your houseplant. You don't have to worry about hurting it. So their Enrich is really nice. It's a powder. It's really easy to use. This is how you use it. Two different ways to use it. One way is on the top of the soil. You add about 2 teaspoons per 3 to 6 inch plant. So really small amount again. That's why it says it can do up to 12 to 20 plants. So 2 teaspoons for a 3 inch to a 6 inch plant. That's what this guy is. This is a 6 inch plant. So you're just kind of your traditional size kind of container, and smaller than that is 2 teaspoons. And then 3 teaspoons for about a 7 to 10 inch plant. So those are when we start to get bigger. That's like this Monstera back here, or there's fiddle leaf fig. Those are going to be right around that 8 inch size. So that's what you would apply 3 teaspoons to. And then 4 teaspoons for anything bigger than that, 10 inch or above. So it goes a long way. You can apply it right to the top of the surface of the soil, which is what I love because sometimes those mycorrhizae can't get down to the root system. But because this is so supercharged and packed with all of them, it's going to work its way right down in the root systems and form that symbiotic relationship that we love. Now, if you're replanting or repotting, let's say a houseplant has gotten too big for its pot and you need to repot it, or maybe you just purchased a new houseplant and you want to put it right into its home and put it in a pot, then at that time you mix this in with the soil. So kind of the same recommendation. If I'm going from a 6 inch to an 8 inch, I'm going to put about 3 teaspoons in the soil and I'm going to mix it up and then I'm going to plant right in that. And that way they're right there and they're so close to the root system that they can get attached and form that symbiotic relationship. And you're going to strengthen your root system and develop that root system so much quicker. You're going to have a lot less transplant shock. And so it's just going to be so much better for the soil to stimulate those organisms and get everything going and get that plant to absorb more nutrients much easier. And that's why this is such a cool little product line. So really cool setup. It has a lot of benefits of a lot of these other products. Again, I love all these products. We're always going to recommend them. I'm still going to recommend them, especially when you have a specific problem. But if you're looking for general broad spectrum is what I kind of always use. Houseplant care, which is what I've been looking for. This is something that I've recognized in myself as I continue to care for more and more houseplants each year, is I need something that I can just kind of use and I don't have to think too much about. So that's what I love about this, is it's easy, it's organic, it's made in the USA, it's helping the environment, it's adding microorganisms and beneficial bacteria back to our soil. It's specifically designed for houseplants, but you can really use it on anything. It really helps your potted plants out. Potted plants, are stressed out plants a little bit because they're not in their natural home setting, but that's okay. We can help them thrive, and We the Wild has figured it out with this product category and with this series of plant aids that really are going to help you, and you're going to love them because it just takes the guesswork out of it. You're still going to need a plant food, whether you're using like an Osmocote or our green leaf, our favorite green leaf. you're still going to need some sort of plant food. You're still going to need an NPK. So whenever we look at our foods, we see those three numbers, the NPK, the nitrogen, the phosphorus, and the potassium. And that is what plants all need to survive. Those are those macronutrients, or those, the macronutrients, the big ones. The micronutrients you can get as well in here. But stimulating your soil and helping protect the plant and doing all of those things that you can add to the soil and add to the plant's health overall is very, very beneficial, because you can only do these during certain times, and sometimes we add these when a plant is stressed out, and sometimes that's not the best option, and that's why we'd recommend maybe a Super Thrive if it's specific. But if you just got these at home, you can use them year-round, and I think what you're going to find is that you're going to need less and less of some of the other things over time. You're always going to need a plant food. You're always going to need neem oil if you get an insect, issue or a fungal issue in the future. But if you're using this as a preventative rather than a curative, you're going to absolutely love it, and I couldn't be more excited about this product line. So they're really, really cool. The Enrich is $16.99. So, and it does 12 to 20 plants, so you can't beat that. I mean, you could apply this, probably somewhere around 2 to 3 times a year and treat a lot of plants. And then this makes 62 gallons. This is the Grow concentrate. That's $16.99 as well. And then our Protect, our neem oil, is really, really nice. I love this. The fragrance by itself is amazing. And it's $19.99. So you can buy them individually. We carry them individually at both of our year-round stores, as well as in this really nice gift set. So in this gift set, you get all three. And this is $49.99. It makes a great gift for somebody that is maybe getting into houseplants, or maybe has a lot of houseplants. Sometimes it's, what do I get this person? They've got every plant that's known to man, and they've got every container. They've got all the devices. They've got everything they need. But this would be a great gift for someone like me that's collecting houseplants, and I would absolutely love this. So it's a great, nice little gift. It's also a great thing to do for yourself, to gift it to yourself, and it comes in this nice package, so it's really, really easy and nice setup. And it's got all the directions on there, and they're super simple. You can check out their website. We the Wild is the company name, but you can also come here to the garden center and check them out here, because they are absolutely amazing what they can do. So I hope you all enjoyed this. This is really, really a cool new product category for us. We're really excited. We love our houseplants, and we love to make it easy for you to be successful with any plant that you might try and grow. And having something that you can use throughout the entire year, not have to worry about, over applying, under applying, whether I'm doing it at the right time, you can just use it. You can use the Grow at every single watering if you want to. You can use the Enrich at the time of potting, or you can use it 2 to 3 times a year. Super, super easy. None of these you can add too much. The Protect, the only thing you got to do, be careful there, is don't do it in direct sunlight, and you can really, really aid and help your plants in the long haul. You'll absolutely love this. You got to come check it out here at McDonald Garden Center. I couldn't be more excited about reviewing We the Wild product category and plant care solutions. Really, really cool product category here. So we're really excited about it. So come in and check it out here at the Garden Center. I don't see any questions, so I hope I answered them all. It was really just to talk about this and talk about all the benefits. I couldn't be more excited about it, so you'll have to come in and see them. So I hope you all have a great day. Thank you for joining us, as always, for our online webinars. We hope to see you in our stores soon, and we hope to see you coming in and checking out our We the Wild products. We're really excited about them. Have a great day, everybody. Bye.